Imagine the Earth as a giant stage, its continents drifting slowly across the surface, crashing into one another, splitting apart, and forever redrawing the map. Now imagine the actors, plants, animals, and eventually humans, making their entrances and exits, depending on whether those continents are joined or isolated. Across hundreds of millions of years, the connections and disconnections of land shape the drama of life. These connections became what we might call animal superhighways, routes that allowed species to spread, collide, evolve, and even vanish. This is their story. The idea of an animal superhighway is simple yet profound. Whenever continents touch, when sea levels fall to reveal a land bridge, or when shifting climates open new corridors, animals move. They follow food, shelter, safety, and opportunity. They don't know they're making history, but each crossing reshapes ecosystems on a scale so vast it defines eras. From the first primitive crawlers to Ice Age giants, and finally us, these superhighways transformed the world. To see their evolution, we must go back, far back, before humans, before mammals, even before dinosaurs. The first highways weren't on land at all. They ran through water, more than 500 million years ago, during the Cambrian period. Earth's oceans were filled with strange, alien-looking life. Trilobites scuttled across seafloors, early arthropods swam with spiny limbs, and the first vertebrates, jawless fish, darted in shallow seas. The seas themselves were the superhighways. Currents carried tiny larvae far and wide, seeding coastlines with new life. With no continents connected yet in ways familiar to us, oceans did the job. They were both barrier and highway, depending on who you were. For tiny plankton and early invertebrates, drifting across currents was like riding a slow but steady freeway. Fast forward to about 335 million years ago, the Carboniferous period. Earth's land masses slowly came together, merging into a single colossal supercontinent, Pangaea. For the first time in Earth's history, nearly all dry land was connected. It was the ultimate animal superhighway, stretching from pole to pole. Early reptiles, amphibians, and giant insects could, in theory, spread almost everywhere. Evolution had a global stage, and distribution was limited less by geography than by climate. This was the age of possibility, but superhighways don't last forever. Around 175 million years ago, Pangaea began to break apart. Cracks opened, seas flooded in, and land masses drifted into familiar shapes. When continents split, animals were trapped in isolated regions. This isolation led to some of the greatest evolutionary experiments ever. Dinosaurs in South America diverged from those in Asia. Mammal-like reptiles in Africa followed different evolutionary fates than their cousins elsewhere. Each separated land became its own laboratory. Superhighways disappeared, replaced by fences. Yet the Earth is restless. Continents drift, collide, and shift, and with every new configuration, new highways appear. One of the most dramatic came tens of millions of years after the age of dinosaurs ended. Mammals, having survived the asteroid impact 66 million years ago, exploded into countless forms. Tiny, shrew-like creatures diversified into bats, whales, elephants, and primates. They were hungry for land to roam. They just needed paths to get there. One of the earliest great animal highways after the dinosaurs was the Bering Land Bridge. During colder times, much of Earth's water was locked in ice, lowering sea levels and exposing land between what we now call Siberia and Alaska. For millions of years, animals crossed back and forth. Horses, camels, mammoths, bison, and eventually humans used this corridor. Without it, the Americas would have remained isolated much longer, their ecosystems entirely different. Imagine North America without bison or humans. It's a very different picture. Another dramatic highway appeared about 20 million years ago, the Bering Land Bridge, when Africa finally connected to Eurasia. For much of its history, Africa had been isolated, a cradle of unique beasts, but tectonic shifts raised the Arabian Peninsula and closed ancient seas. Suddenly, Africa met Eurasia, and when that bridge opened, it unleashed a migration frenzy. Primitive elephants, apes, antelopes, and giraffe ancestors spilled northward, while Eurasian horses, rhinos, and predators poured south. This wasn't just traffic, it was a collision of two evolutionary worlds. The mix reshaped both continents. Africa's iconic savannas were born from this meeting, their modern cast of animals direct descendants of those crossings. Fast forward again, this time to about 3 million years ago. Another colossal event unfolded, the Great American Biotic Interchange. For tens of millions of years, North and South America were separate worlds.